Class, let's talk about the female reproductive system. If we zoom in here, we can see that the vagina is surrounded by the labia majora, which is here on the right and the left. And inside that, we have the labia minora. The labia minora has no adipose and no hair, whereas the labia majora can have hair and adipose, and over that there can be an area called the mons pubis, where there can also be pubic hair. So let's go ahead and remove this right here, and I'll also remove a couple bones so that we could have a clearer look inside the uterus in a moment. So again, having a clearer look, the clitoris itself is going to be right here, actually called the glans of clitoris. And again, we all start off with the same fundamental part. So on the male, when we had the corpus cavernosum, we also have a corpus cavernosum in the female. The clitoris crus is on the right and left sides, slightly superior to the head of the clitoris, also called the prepuce of the clitoris. Again, if we were a male, this would be the foreskin surrounding the glands of the penis itself. If we look inside, we can actually see the external urethral orifice right here, and then the urethra itself inside, which is going to be underneath the clitoris, and then this right here would be the vestibule, and this would be the vagina opening itself. So that is the external portions of the female reproductive system. If we go inside a little bit, we can see, move this right here, we can see the relationship to the bladder and the uterus. The uterus is going to be behind the bladder, which is going to be in front of the rectum. So let's go ahead and remove part of the bladder itself too. Remove that all the way. Almost there. And we can see that the vagina itself is going to be about 3 inches long, which is going to lead us to the opening of the uterus, which we're going to call the cervix. So the cervix is going to be this area right here, and cervix actually means neck. And again, the muscle inside the uterus is going to be the myometrium, and the endometrium is going to be that area that actually proliferates and thickens each month prior to your menstrual cycle, when it is then shed. If we look over here, we can see going to the ovary, we have this uterine tube, also called the fallopian tube, and they have flared edges called the fimbriae, and the fimbriae actually hunts out and seeks the eggs that are released once a month by the ovary. So here would be the ovary. 1 month the right ovary will release an egg, next month the left ovary will release an egg. Sometimes they do it at the same time. Fertilization actually occurs when the sperm meets the egg inside the fallopian tube. And sometime, if implantation occurs within this area, we can have what's called an ectopic pregnancy, where we actually have, instead of burrowing the oosperm, or at that point the massive ball of cells that will become a fetus, into the lining of the endometrium, and it actually happens inside the lining of the fallopian tube, and that results in obviously a non-pregnancy, a lot of pain, and if not treated, could cause serious problems. There are several ligaments that hold this together. There's the suspensory ligament of ovary. I'm not sure if it shows all the ligaments here. We have the round ligament, we have the ovarian ligament, but unfortunately from here we're not going to see too much of that. The ovarian ligament is going to be like right here, holding the ovary to the body of the uterus, and the suspensory ligament is going to be on the top. That's going to be more of a nerve, so I don't see where that is right there. And again, the round ligament is going to go forward towards the pubic bone. So again, the uterus is behind the bladder, which is in front of the rectum. And again, the opening of the uterus is called the cervix. The vagina itself is only about 3 inches deep. And then again, that is the external female reproductive system.